Good evening. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Thursday, November 10th. Going to be a quick video, just go over some charts here as we wait for the market to do its thing. Big sell-off yesterday, 400-point drop. Again, just when you think Europe is out of the news, they go after another country. Now that the Greece issue has sort of been resolved, they're going full bore after Italy, spiking the borrowing costs for Italy, and we saw that big sell-off yesterday. However, as has been the case for the last several weeks, whenever we see a big sell-off in the market with a European issue as the reason, the next day always manages to bounce back, and that's exactly what we saw today. Now, granted, the 180-point rally we had today in the Dow was on really low volume, really narrow participation, and the reason for that, unlike the last few sell-offs, when you have these 100, 200-point drops with regards to the European news, it doesn't really scare a lot of traders out of the market. You get a 400-point drop like we had yesterday, traders go to the sideline. That's just how it is in this market, especially in small caps. This was a very narrow bounce back in the market today. Looking at the daily chart, you can see yet again, going into yesterday's, before the sell-off, we were a couple hundred points above the 20-day exponential, and splat, down we come again to the uptrend line and the 20-day exponential, and we bounced back again, stopping right at that 200-day moving average at 12K. If we can get above that level, we could be in store for another run back to those previous highs we saw. Tomorrow's Friday, bond market is closed. It could go either way, so that's why we pretty much sat on our hands today, and may do the same tomorrow unless we see some really compelling trades, and just wait for the action next week. RSI is bouncing off 50 after that sell-off. Same thing with stochastic. So the chart still looks okay on the Dow. We just have a little bit of fear there, and the weekend up ahead. Quick look at the SMH. Back to the 20-day exponential. Again, we could see, if we get more bad news, easily see a move down to the 50-day moving average. And actually, we could see the same thing happen on the Dow and still be okay. So keep that in mind with this market. Russell, small caps again, really, really dead. They got hit over the head yesterday. One thing to keep in mind, as I mentioned in the chat room today, our strategy right now, and this is what we do every single year and have for the last 10 years, this is when we start making our lists for the Santa/January effect plays. Stocks could see some selling pressure in small cap land over the next few weeks, and those are the stocks we're going to start building our list to start accumulating them late November, but more than likely first week or so in December is when we'll be looking to pick up those swing plays for runs into January, and that's essentially the playbook we use every year. So keep that in mind. Stops are stop. When we have a stop level on a stock, we adhere to it. We don't, the average down strategy that we had over the last 5 or 6 weeks when it comes to small cap stocks, going over the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would not do that. If we stop out, we stop out. We step to the sidelines and evaluate. If they continue to sell off, fantastic. They get put on our January popper list, and we look to add them back for the usual run late year into January. Let's talk about some stock plays, however. CYTR, big volume spike again yesterday. We got almost up to 40 cents. That Dick seller came back in, pushed us back down. We've got the publication of the leukemia data next week. I don't think these douchebags who are holding this stock back are going to be able to hold it back much longer. Again, as we've been seeing over the last several weeks, late in the day, or throughout the day, we see buying pressure come into this stock. They try to knock it down on really low volume, but the buying just tells you someone is accumulating this stock. I think the next break through 40 cents, and we are off to the races on this stock. DEXO, monster winner for us a week ago, all the way back down, filled its gap back down here, all the way back down to its 20-day exponential and 50-day moving average. Perfect opportunity for another snapback move. Stops 75 cents, a bounce back to 95 to $1 plus. Not out of the question on this stock. Quick mention on ACPW. This one triggered our stops. It actually triggered our stops a couple of days ago. I ended up holding it while I was gone. Finally had enough of it today and took the loss. This is one, it's on the ban list for me, at least for now, but I would definitely look to be placing this one possibly on the January popper list, especially if it continues to sell off. CXM. This is one we've been patiently waiting for a breakout move, and it spiked late in the day today on pretty decent volume. We got that break through the 42-cent area. This market is as leaky as I've ever seen it. Someone always gets news ahead of time, so perhaps the partnership news we are waiting for could come on this one really, really soon. 52 to 55 cents would be the target on this one. RSI bounced nicely off the 50 level. Positive MACD cross, probably Monday, Tuesday. Stochastics look nice. We worked off that overbought level, and, you know, it could be a nice couple of days on this stock. ZHNE, very, very close over the last 3 days. Even yesterday, in the face of that big sell-off, this stock held strong. $1 break sets this one free again. We could see 25 to 50% move on this one with a little bit of patience. Couple of energy plays to keep an eye on. GGR, like this one, oil is threatening to break over 100. We're starting to see small cap oil plays one by one start to move. This one trading rock bottom prices along with its other stock or its peer GSX, waiting for that 22-cent break. A couple of under 50-cent energy plays that could give us you know, some really nice moves in the near term with pretty low downside risk, sticking to stops on these, in my opinion. Last but not least, PPHM. You know, I will admit I'm pretty frustrated that this one was unable to break out with the moves and its peers. But, you know, I'm willing to give it a little bit more rope, especially given the random big pops we've been seeing in some biotech stocks over the last few days. So, again, we're probably going to need a break of 110 to light this one up, you know. If you can, maybe 95-cent stops on this one. If those hit, then, you know, we'll just step back and monitor it a little bit longer. A quick mention on LOCM. I meant to do a video on this one. You know, this trade, we screwed this up, plain and simple. It was a play on the Groupon IPO. It's all the way back down to the price we first called it at. Some of us got stuck in this one a little bit higher. You know, rule of thumb, IPO plays, we should have sold this one right after the IPO went off. Really, really dumb move, but it's below its 20-day exponential, so it should at least snap back up to that 275 plus area and stick this one in the lessons learned. We played it really, really badly, but, you know, we won't let that happen again. So that's it for the video. You know, we're not doing a whole lot right now. Market's still sort of iffy. You know, if we see another big move above 12K in the market, we probably see some speculative money move back in. But a lot of the plays we saw moving today, really, really low volume, really large spreads. Essentially a game of chicken / let's make a bag holder. And a lot of these stocks, low volume pumps, traders getting out there, posting on them, taking their 5-10 cent games and just leaving the bag for someone else to grab. Not my kind of market, not how I want to play. So I'm inclined to just sit back. You know, we can start fresh next week. So that's it for the video. Any questions, shoot me an email. Otherwise, I will see you guys in chat tomorrow. Good night.